Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Willie Acres Arena, where tonight we have a cross-county rivalry for you as the Logan Wildcats set to take on the Scott Skyhawks. And Bill Lusk with me, Chris Kidd here with you, Robbie Mounts, our engineer on video productions. And these are two teams, Bill, that have become very familiar with each other over the last couple of years. And Logan has been on the wrong side of some really tough finishes and are looking to try and get one over on the Skyhawks to try and regain the upper hand in this rivalry.
Yeah, Chris, don't shoot me for what I'm about ready to say, but if you're joining in tonight on WVOW or Video Productions, let me just remind you that the last 3 games we've done together on Video Productions involving Logan High School basketball has went to overtime.
Yep.
And that is including a JV contest, so let's throw 4 in there since the last 4 that myself or Chris have done on Video Productions involving Logan High School. And in fact, the last time we had Logan and Scott, it was overtime in the sectionals. Everybody remembers the memorable half-court buzzer beater that eliminated Logan from hosting a regional game and sent them on the road where they lost to Ripley.
Yeah, and that's something that a lot of people here in Willie Acres Arena definitely have not forgotten about ever since last year, as Logan had to go on the road to Ripley, were eliminated in the regionals in a very contentious game with a lot of questionable calls in that contest, I guess you could say, and Logan missing out on the state tournament yet again last year, and were defeated by Scott at the buzzer in the state tournament 2 years ago. So this, a big game for Logan to try and get over the hump and try and build towards the tournament play here in about a month or so. We're going to step aside for a 2-minute break and be back after this, as you are listening to and watching Logan High School basketball action right here on WVOW and Video Productions.
General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your daily journey. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
Because August is National Children's Eye Health Month,
we at White Eye Care want to remind you to schedule your child's back-to-school eye exam.
did you know that vision and learning are so closely linked that 60% of problem learners have an undiagnosed vision problem?
Help your child get the most out of their studies this school year.
White Eye Care understands how good vision and good performance go together. Brighten your child's eyesight and future at White Eye Care in Logan today. After all, they deserve the best.
Here at Thornhill, our goal is to provide you with the best automotive experience.
From our state-of-the-art facilities, amenities, and certified staff, we call family.
You'll be offered the best experience you deserve.
We take pride in our focus for customer care, bringing the best quality and support for all of our customers' needs.
What are you waiting for? It's your time to get behind the wheel with Thornhill.
Get started now at thornhillautomotive.com.
Just tag it at Thornhill, where it's all here for you. US 119 Chapmanville and Logan, WV to Belfry, Kentucky.
Dunkin' is here with your holiday helpers. Peppermint mocha and toasted white chocolate signature lattes. A touch of delicious holiday magic to help you seize the season. Sip through the holidays with signature lattes at Dunkin'. America runs on Dunkin'.
Every bite better with Pepsi.
Mounts, our engineer on Video Productions. Hunter Gibson, our engineer here on WVOW this evening. And again, last time we saw Logan, again, as you mentioned, those 2 overtime losses in the Willie Acres Classic, a couple of tough defeats for the Wildcats. Scott, last time we saw them, they were getting their doors blown off by the Chapmanville Tigers in that game, but then had a very respectable second half against Chapmanville. But these are still 2 teams that have high aspirations, feeling like they can definitely get to Charleston this year, and they've both been there in the last 2 years. Scott's been to the state semifinals each of the last 2 years. So despite the loss we saw Scott have against Chapmanville, and despite the heartbreaking defeats Logan's had, they feel like, you get this win here tonight, you start to gain an upper hand, and this is obviously a game with upper hand stakes at the potential here. this evening to see who could maybe get a higher seed come sectional time, and Logan would most definitely love to have that game back here in their arena this year.
Well, I think, we've been together for, going on 3 years now, and I think pretty much what I'm going to say about your last game. You're only as good as your next game. And in that case, Scott, they lost to Chapmanville 68-33 on January 10th. 2 days later, they win 58-57 over number 8 Polka team in the Cardinal Conference, picked up a big Cardinal Conference win. And then, Logan, they're on a 6-game losing streak, but 5 of those 6 games have been winnable ball games. So this is a Logan team comes in 4-6, could very easily be 9-1 on the season. You look at them, they got off to the 4-0 start. They lost to Chapmanville by 6 in overtime. Spring Mills beat them by 25. Spring Mills is a darn good basketball team. We know that. They're number 1 in Class 4A. They beat Morgantown on their home at Spring Mills by 4 points. They've earned the number 1 ranking thus far. Then they lost to Nitro by 4 points. They lost to Polka in regulation by 2. Lost to Tug Valley by 1 point in the Willie Acres Classic in overtime, and then lost to Williamstown by 5 points in overtime, a game that they led by 10 or 11 points. This is a Logan team that we know they're good defensively. They just haven't learned how to close these contests out, and that's why you're seeing these 2-point losses and these overtime losses. And let's be honest about it. When you look at it, other than the Spring Mills game, I said they lost by 6 to Chapmanville, 4 by Nitro, 5 by Williamstown. Tug Valley and Polka, 2 of the 5 losses are by 1 possession, whether it be 3 points or less. And if you really want to dive into it, 4 of their 6 losses are in overtime. Well, might as well just go ahead and say it, Chris. Those 4 losses, those are 1-possession games if you go in overtime, because if you make 1 play in regulation, whether it be on the offensive end or the defensive end, you win that game. So, really, this is, and like we said, those losses, Logan has had a lead in every one of those losses but one, that being Spring Mills. That was a 25-point defeat. But those other 5 losses, Logan's had the lead. They just haven't found a way to close this game out. They get a lead tonight. Maybe they've learned something, and that by playing that schedule, and every one of those losses were to a ranked competition as well. Maybe that's got them battle tested for this upcoming contest tonight. And again, you mentioned it's a crucial contest tonight because this year, all the teams in the section play one another. So there's no more determining who's better or who's what. You're going to go by what you play in the section. Logan's got 1 win in the section. That's over Wayne. Scott has beat Lincoln County and Wayne.
Well, it's time now for our Logan Regional Medical Center keys to the game. And what do you see as the key for the Wildcats to break this losing streak and get back on track here tonight, Bill?
Very simple for me, and getting the starting lineups and talking to Coach Jeff Williamson when I mentioned what they needed to do. Jeff Williamson agrees with me, and that's keep Scott off the 3-point line. 44% of Scott's scoring comes from the 3-point line. If Logan can keep them off the 3-point line, Logan's going to have a chance to win this. And, of course, you got to force turnovers, too. We've seen Logan at their best in that 4-game winning streak to start the season. They were forcing turnovers and getting out in transition. But the main key, and like I said, Coach Williamson agreed, keep them off the 3-point line.
Those are your Logan Regional Medical Center keys to the game, and the key to your health care is with Logan Regional Medical Center, offering care for every stage of life, from the Women's Center to pediatrics and primary care physicians. Logan Regional Medical Center, always here for you. So again, both teams set to be introduced right now as Skyhawks, again, getting ready to be introduced. You saw Cole Elkins was kind of being held up there by the PA announcer, getting ready to announce his name, so he was frozen in place until they finally announced him. But Cole Elkins will be followed by Loudon White in the starting lineup here tonight for the Skyhawks. Then you have Tyler Walls for Scott. Next you have Jax McCarty, and rounding out the starting lineup will be Owen Atkins for the Skyhawks. On the other end for the Wildcats, it'll be Julius Clancy, Matthew Hatfield, Cole Blankenship, McCormick Ilberton, and Ivan Miller for Logan here tonight. And this is even better, Bill, because you have 2 of the best cheering sections student-wise in the state here tonight on both sides. Scott obviously travels well almost anywhere. Logan obviously uproarious as well. So you're going to have 2 really good student sections on hand here tonight too.
Yeah, and if the pregame introduction, they haven't introduced the Logan starters yet, so I don't know if the Scott section is saving it for the game, or if they're going to be vocal during the introductions. But you can hear the Logan student section getting into it as they were greeting the Scott starting five with, I don't want to say what they were saying, but, it involves a motion involving a straw. Every player that was introduced, that was the word that was being used by the Logan students. All in good faith. I mean, even when we were, students, Chris, in the student section, we used the same words. We might have used a few other choice words, but
we had our moments.
We were creative. I'll go back to one, when we can look back on this and laugh when Logan got the two Estonians my senior year. Chad Lusk had a sign. Of course, Logan didn't win a football game that year. So Chad Lusk had a sign.
I was on that team.
Chad Lusk had a sign in the student section that said Logan's wish list: 2 large Russians, 1 football victory.
That was a rough season. I think the highlight of the year was just when we got to go eat at Columbo's in Parkersburg before we got beat 55-0.
Oh, that's always nice. That's a fun thing about this. Whether it's tennis as you coach, baseball, football, basketball, or even if there was badminton. These kids never get the opportunity to travel to these places, and that's what athletics allows them to do, and it also allows them to have, special bonds and friendships with their teammates as they go on for the rest of their lives.
Well, Logan finishing their introduction as the light show concludes, and now we'll get set for the pregame invocation and the national anthem here from Willie Acres Arena. And while that takes place, we'll step aside for a 2-minute break and be back for the tip-off between Logan and Scott right after this, as you are listening to Logan Wildcat basketball action right here on WVOW and watching on Video Productions.
Thornhill, our goal is to provide you with the best automotive experience.
From our state-of-the-art facilities, amenities, and certified staff we call family.
You'll be offered the best experience you deserve.
We take pride in our focus for customer care, bringing the best quality and support for all of our customers' needs.
What are you waiting for? It's your time to get behind the wheel with Thornhill.
Get started now at thornhillautomotive.com.
Just tag it at Thornhill, where it's all here for you. US 119 Chapmanville and Logan, WV to Belfry, Kentucky.
We won't raise your rates just because of an accident. Sure, everyone thinks they're a good driver. But when an accident happens, with Allstate, you don't have to worry, even if it's your fault. It's called accident forgiveness, and it starts the day you sign up. You're in good hands with Allstate.
At Boone Memorial Health, we're proving that a rural health system can provide advanced care.
Working in collaboration with Marshall Orthopedics' highly respected program, we're making orthopedic care available at BMH 5 days a week.
And from sports injuries to joint replacement, we are ready to meet your orthopedic treatment needs.
It's because we care about Southern West Virginia.
And it's because we care about helping our patients live full, active lives.
Boone Memorial Health.
We are bringing specialty care home.
Because August is National Children's Eye Health Month,
we at White Eye Care want to remind you to schedule your child's back-to-school eye exam.
Did you know that vision and learning are so closely linked that 60% of problem learners have an undiagnosed vision problem?
Help your child get the most out of their studies this school year.
White Eye Care understands how good vision and good performance go together. Brighten your child's eyesight and future at White Eye Care in Logan today. After all, they deserve the best.
Welcome back, everyone, as the anthem is concluding here from Willie Acres Arena. And again, that's the Logan High School Band on stage here tonight. And if you haven't been to a Logan game yet to witness this, it is a treat, Bill. We've had a fun time with the Logan High School Band being on stage at these games, and so have the opponents, too.
Yeah, Logan High School Rock Band, as they've been coined, and this has been, as you mentioned, a treat. We'll be at halftime, and a rock concert will break out in here, and it's fantastic. I'm thinking the game a while back, thinking it was the Winfield girls, Winfield and Logan girls contest that we had, where Winfield was actually Winfield fans were going live on Facebook, sharing the feed at halftime and every time they were in a timeout. So, they've been very entertaining, and they've kind of got some of these people in attendance, too.
Well, now the tip is in the air, and we're underway as Logan controls the tip. They'll be going left to right across your computer screen and radio dial. Scott from right to left. With Logan in their all-white uniforms with golden blue trim, gold lettering with Wildcats written in cursive across the chest. Scott in their all-black uniforms with gold lettering and Skyhawks across the chest as Miller down low goes up, and we're going to get a tie-up on the opening possession. That'll give it over to the Skyhawks.
Yeah, that's a good call there. Miller was trying to go up for the shot, and Scott's Jax McCarthy was able to get a hand on the basketball and tie him up.
So Logan's going to go full court pressure here to try and disrupt Scott as Atkins able to clear everyone out, gets it in the front court, but Blankenship nearly picks his pocket. Now Ilderton comes up with it, up ahead to Clancy, and he'll be raked across the chest by Loudon White. And a wild sequence there on both sides.
Yeah, definitely not how you want to start the game if you're Scott. You get the block shot resulting in alternating possession on the other end, and then you turn it over on your first offensive possession as Ilderton comes up with the steal after Blankenship nearly comes away with the pickpocket.
They go down low. Clancy wasn't there initially. Now goes over and retrieves it, and he'll hit the little jumper from the right side.
And good job by Miller to find Clancy. Even better job by Clancy to stay with the play and get the shot off.
2-0 Logan, 45 seconds into the contest. Is up top, Walls looking cross court, finds Elkins on the left wing. Backs his way in, gives it back over. Long jumper from the left side. High arching jumper by Loudon White, and he'll get it to fall.
Yeah, Scott's going to need, I mean, we know Owen Atkins is the scorer. He's averaging 18 points a contest. Scott's going to need production from their other supporting cast, and White comes through with the jumper early on for the Skyhawks. We'll see if they can continue to get that support to help Atkins when he does score and get going in this contest.
Blankenship, nice spin move, gets by a defender. He'll miss at the rim as he got bodied up there, but he'll go to the free throw line to shoot two.
Going to get Jax McCarthy coming over, trying to block on the help side defense as he rotated from the opposite block down low to prevent Blankenship to having a clean look at the basket. Got a little too much of his arm, and it sent Blankenship to the line for two.
Blankenship's first rims out, no good. So he'll try and put Logan back up with this second attempt. As he'll can the second, and Logan now takes a 3-2 lead. 6:43 left in the first quarter. So Elkins double teamed in the backcourt, able to shovel it over near side for White. Now he's caught at midcourt, gets it back into the middle for Elkins, drives in right side against Blankenship, and he'll be fouled by him as he crashes to the deck.
Something you don't ever want to do if you're Scott, and that's what White did, pick his dribble up before the half court. Luckily he was able to get it over to Elkins, who got past his defender and got into the lane and drew the foul from Blankenship, and now go to the line for two shots.
Elkins' first attempt up, and he'll sink that. Ties the game initially. Now checking into the game for Scott will be Jeremiah Brown as McCarty will check out. Also another substitution for Scott as Walls will check out as Colin Williamson will come in for the first time. So Elkins trying to give Scott their first lead of the game here on this free throw, and he's able to. 4-3. Scott leads it as Blankenship will get picked up at midcourt by Williamson. Throws it over to Clancy, miscommunication, and just throws it into the stands.
Turnover, turnover each way as Logan looking to answer the two free throws from Scott, throws it away. As you mentioned, Blankenship thought Clancy was going to be there. Clancy was, cutting to the basket perhaps, or maybe making the V-cut to try to get open, and Blankenship and Clancy just not on the same page.
Now underneath, Hatfield gets the ball away, rips it away, and now we're going to get another tie-up, and this will give it back to Logan.
Good job by Matt Hatfield to dive on the ball after that, dive on the floor after that loose ball, and Scott coming in, and that was, I believe, Loudon White tying him up. Coach Jeff Williamson talking to the official. He wanted a foul on White, felt that he had came around and wrapped his arms around the front of the waist of Hatfield.
Ilderton looks down low, and once again Logan throws it away, but at the last moment reaching out to grab it was Jeremiah Brown, and he lost it out of bounds, so a break for Logan.
Yeah, 3 offensive possessions for the Wildcats, and they've been very sloppy on all 3. Actually, this is the 4th one, and other than the take by, as they throw it away again, other than the take by Blankenship to the rim that he got fouled, it's really the only possession that they haven't had a turnover or a misplay.
Clancy, he just turned around and threw that back towards the sideline and missed everybody. And a turnover for Logan. Again, very sloppy with the ball here in the opening 2.5 minutes of this game so far. And as we said, obviously the snow last week kind of hampered practice time, hampered a lot of games too, so some rustiness on both ends as White pulls for three from the left side, misses off the back iron. Blankenship with the rebound. Now he's double teamed across half court. Finally finds Hatfield over to Ilderton, drives in left side, somehow scoots through and he'll lay it in. Great move by Ilderton.
Now we've seen McCormick Ilderton do that time and time this season. He gets to the rim, he gets by his defender, and he always scores at the rim, and that's something Logan's going to need a lot of tonight. Points at the rim to try to open up some of this outside shooting. Wildcats have struggled from three-point range and from mid-range all season.
Williamson kicks it out left side. Elkins, he'll go for three, online but short. Rebounded though by Williamson, rushed the putback and missed it over the top of the rim. Taken away by Logan as Ilderton into the front court, dribbles into the middle, drives into several bodies, doesn't get the contact call. Now is it knocked away, taken away by Williamson. So here comes Scott back the other way. Atkins back over for White on the right wing. 5-4, Logan leads it, 4:42 to go in the first quarter. It's White, dangerous pass cross court, but it finds Williamson. Drives into the middle, kicks it over for Atkins. Atkins bodied up by Hatfield. He'll retreat back now towards midcourt and reset. As Atkins swings it over, now into the corner for White. White had it knocked away by Hatfield. Now a wild pass flown underneath the basket, goes out of bounds over to Logan.
We'll get a substitution for Skyhawks as White will check out, and checking back in for the Skyhawks will be Tyler Walls. Skyhawks now with 3 turnovers, 3 for Logan. So very early on here, we're approaching the midway point. 6 turnovers combined in this contest.
And nearly midway through this first quarter, and what's been a turnover-filled first quarter, Logan leading at 5-4. Dribbling in, Clancy once again loses it. Now here comes a run out for Brown. He'll drive in right side. Clancy slapped the backboard, but Brown able to beat him to the basket for the lay-in.
Yeah, Clancy a little late recovering. Brown gets the easy 2, and Scott goes back up by 1.
6-5 Skyhawks. As Hatfield over to his right, trying to direct traffic. Gets it over into the corner for Miller. Miller waiting patiently here, brings it back out, lobs it, tough pass, almost knocked away by Williamson, but Clancy gets it. Clancy dribbles to the right elbow, jump stops at the free throw line, now swings it over for Hatfield. He'll get inside the free throw line to the basket, but can't get the layup to go. Taken away by Scott. They lead up by 1, 3.5 minutes to go in the first. Elkins into the left corner, circles back out, gives it off. Williamson up against Zayden Sherrod, who's checked in. Now here's Elkins behind his back, into the middle, trying to get by Hatfield, who's been tough here, and then a miscommunication between Elkins and Atkins. Atkins cut to the rim, and Elkins threw it into the stands.
Yeah, Elkins was expecting Atkins to stay put there on that right wing, and he was going to try to feed him the ball for a three-pointer, but Atkins saw that he could cut into the basket, and he had a clear lane as Logan turns it over again as that ball's knocked off of Clancy.
And this has been a dreadful first quarter for Logan on the offensive end as Williamson got his hands in on that pass, and then it deflected off of Clancy out of bounds. It's just been a tsunami of turnovers here in the first 5 minutes of this game for the Wildcats. Nevertheless, they only trail it by 1 as Elkins trying to get inside, kicks it back out, looking for some room as Walls. Almost a carry that time as Atkins into the paint, kicks it back out. Long 3 on the way from the right wing, off the mark for Walls. Rebound comes out long. Williamson gets it. Now over to Atkins. He'll take a deep jumper. No good from 3. That one batted out of bounds, and they're going to say last touch by Logan.
Logan failing to come up with these defensive rebounds, giving Scott second and third opportunities. Skyhawks have yet to capitalize on any of them. And, you see the Skyhawks right away going with more substitutions as Brown checks out, White checks back in. Also, McCarthy checks back in for the Skyhawks, and checking out also for the Skyhawks. Look, we get the number. I believe it was Elkins.
6-5 Scott, 2:33 to go in the first quarter with Skyhawks with the basketball. Williamson drives in right side against Miller and Sherrod and gets rejected for it. Here comes Clancy back the other way. Doesn't have the numbers right now. He'll fade into the corner, then lost the dribble, throws it back in bounds and throw it away. Here comes Scott back the other way. Atkins, right corner three. That one popped around the rim 3 times and came out, and Miller with the rebound. So again, Scott missing a lot of opportunities here with Logan being so uncharacteristically sloppy with the ball, and there's nearly another turnover as they tried to go inside the Sherrod, and White knocked it away and almost had it. And this is just very surprising for the Wildcats here. Again, Scott plays very good defense, but Logan has really shot themselves in the foot a lot here in the first quarter.
Yeah, early on, 11 points combined in the contest, 10 turnovers. So just as many points as turnovers. Logan has more points than turnovers right now, six turnovers to 5. Scott, 4 turnovers, 6 points.
Here's Blankenship, nice job cutting out the left side, and he'll lay it in.
Blankenship got a good feed there from Miller, who caught the inbound pass and then got it right back to him.
Now racing into the front court as Walls, he beats the pressure. Logan leads it by 1. Out with White, he'll jack up a 3 and he'll hit straight on, so Scott finally gets a 3-pointer to fall.
And that's something Logan can ill afford to have, is threes that drop for the Skyhawks. Again, 44% of their scoring comes from the 3-point line.
And Jeff Williamson, head coach for Logan, wasn't happy about that defensive series for the Wildcats as Elderton looks to answer on the other end, online for 3, but too strong from the near side. Atkins up ahead to Walls, back to Atkins, stops, fakes on a 3, drives in left side, gets by Miller, and he'll lay it in.
When Atkins started to get going for the Skyhawks, that's his first points of the evening. He's had a couple of looks, just haven't been able to knock him down. He gets that one to the rim. That could be dangerous for the Wildcats.
Sherrod gets the baseline on the right side. They left it open, and Zayden Sherrod able to put it in.
And Sherrod did a good job of going up and under. It looked like Jackson McCarthy was coming over trying to block the shot. He was able to change the shot in midair and go up with it and convert.
Into the corner, pump fake there by Lynn, who's checked in. Over to White, lost it off his hands and out of bounds. So again, another careless turnover on both ends in this game.
And that will even the turnovers up at 6-5 now. 5th turnover on the Skyhawks as they get more substitutions coming into the contest.
I was going to say, Sean Ballard, he's had a revolving door like a Chick-fil-A line over there here in this first quarter so far.
Got just as quick as a Chick-fil-A line, too.
I was going to say, it's been back and forth, who's checking in, who's checking out, so he's desperately trying to find a lineup that he wants to stick with or just to continue this pressure that he's been able to put on Logan here in the first quarter as Elderton almost lost the handle on that pass, but gets it to Sherrod. Down to 30 seconds here in the quarter. Devin Maynard for 3, misses over everything and taken away by White. He'll give it off to Elkins. Elkins into the front court. Stops over on the right side, throws it, nearly throws it away, and now does throw it away as White can't handle it. Another turnover.
I'm running out of things to say about these turnovers. It's now 6 apiece as 12 turnovers in the game and 20 points combined between the two teams. So at least the offense has picked up, but the turnovers have yet to subside.
And it honestly feels like more than that on both sides here in the first quarter. We're down to 10 seconds left. Down there they go to Sherrod. Backs in, man flops down to the ground. Sherrod with a shot, no good. Rebounded by McCarty, 3 seconds left. Scott's gonna have a shot here. Elkins will heave from inside half court, just short. And that'll do it for the first 8 minutes of action as Scott leads Logan 11-9. We'll be back after this break as you are listening to and watching Logan High School basketball action here on WVOW and Video Productions.
General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your daily journey. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
Here at Thornhill, our goal is to provide you with the best automotive experience.
From our state-of-the-art facilities, amenities, and certified staff we call family.
You'll be offered the best experience you deserve.
We take pride in our focus for customer care, bringing the best quality and support for all of our customers' needs.
What are you waiting for? It's your time to get behind the wheel with Thornhill.
Get started now at thornhillautomotive.com.
Just tag it at Thornhill, where it's all here for you. US 119 Chapmanville and Logan, WV to Belfry, Kentucky.
Welcome back, everybody. Chris Kidd and Bill Lusk with you. And here on Video Productions, just a reminder that this game being brought to you on Video Productions in part by Joshua Butcher running for circuit court judge, again, in the newly combined Logan-Mingo circuit area. Again, Merle Dempsey is treasurer as well. So we want to thank Joshua Butcher. Also want to thank Greg Vance, running for magistrate here this year in 2024. And that is paid for by the candidate, Roy Lambert, treasurer. So that is here on Video Productions tonight. We are here also on WVOW. Chris Kidd, Bill Lusk with you. Robbie Mounts, our engineer on Video Productions. Hunter Gibson, our engineer, back in the WVOW studios. As Scott with the ball, leading at 11-9 after a turnover-filled first quarter on both sides. Atkins gets at the free throw line. Nice up fake, gets inside, lost control of it on the way up, left the shot short, but rebounded by Brown, and he'll be fouled on the way up.
Yeah, again, Logan doing a poor job on the offensive, on the defensive glass, allowing Scott to get in there and get these offensive boards. It looks like Logan has now went back to its starting 5 as Miller picks up that personal foul.
First free throw goes through for Brown. He's got 3 points here in the first half. Scott leads it by 3. Brown's second free throw up, and he'll sink that one as well. So Scott 4 for 4 from the line to start the game. So Logan will bring it up the floor. Trying to find a rhythm in this offense that they haven't had so far in the first half. Gilberton spins to the middle. Kicks it over to the corner. Hatfield gets a step, pulls up for the jumper on the baseline. Off the back iron, no good. Clancy, though, with a strong rebound, and he'll go back up and lay it in.
Big rebound there by Clancy. He went over top of the Skyhawk defender, came down with the basketball. I know Scott from the student section claiming he went over the back, but the defender did not go up with Clancy. That's why Clancy was able to get the rebound.
Lead back to 2 for Scott as they go down low. Nice fake that time by Brown. Got by Blankenship, and Brown will lay it in.
Yeah, Blankenship left his feet just a moment too soon, anticipating the shot, was going to go up and try to block it. And when he left his feet, Brown was able to go up with the shot as he came back down with it. And on the other end, Scott with the hands in the passing lanes and the dribbling lane, able to knock the ball out of bounds was Colin Williamson. Unfortunate for Logan, it didn't go off the knee of Ivan Miller.
Now Blankenship will inbound, gets it into the middle, but Elkins gets his hands in and strips it away. Another Logan turnover as Elkins into the front court. Cut off near the rim, kicks it out for Atkins. Now over left side, 3 on the way for Walls. That one off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Overton initially, lost it. He goes to the ground to grab it and able to save it over to Hatfield. Now here comes Clancy. Clancy into the front court, drives in left side, and we're going to get a blocking foul here on the floor against Scott, so Logan will take it out of bounds.
They're going to get, looks like Elkins on that block, so that'll send Clancy. Actually, they're going to call it on the floor. I thought maybe Clancy might have been able to go up with the shot. The official said it's on the floor. And so Logan will inbound the basketball. Last inbound they had was stolen away, and now quite for sure what's going on here. Is there some sort of discretion that's in the fouls? Is there a number in the book that we're not aware of right now? Because it's obviously this game has carried on too much for it to be a technical foul and for it to be brought to the attention of the officials. So whatever it is, we're going to resume play here. It was kind of like a free timeout for the Skyhawks there.
Now they get it over to Hatfield. 6:18 to go before halftime. Into the corner for Blankenship. He'll drive in. He's cut off. Back over into the left corner for Hatfield. Dangerous pass, but Clancy able to knock it down and snag it. As he'll look back to Coach Williamson, and almost traveled with it. As Coach Ballard wanting a call, but doesn't get one. Miller
didn't quite lift the pivot foot.
Takes it baseline. Miller got caught in midair and had to double clutch and couldn't get really a good shot off. Taken away by Scott.
I don't know if that shot was blocked or not, but obviously it looked like it changed direction.
Nice give and go to Brown that time. Brown, though, had a tough angle to try and hit that at. Couldn't throw it off the backboard and got it to rattle off the rim. Clancy pulls up on the other end from the free throw line, and Julius Clancy connects.
That's a good job by Brown on the offense. I mean, he doesn't make the shot, but Clancy's there waiting to take the charge. He jump stops short, doesn't draw contact. Even though he misses it, he doesn't pick up a foul on the other end. Logan with a much-needed basket as Clancy knocks one down from the free throw line.
15-13, Scott leads it. Elkins, tough drive, missed it off the side of the backboard. Wow, what a play by Elkins on his back. It bounced right back to him and threw it off the knee of Blankenship, and it exploded out of bounds and saves the possession for Scott.
It's just been one of them games. I mean, it just, the way that the ball bounces as Scott makes another substitution as Colin Williamson will check out, and checking back in will be Loudon White. So it looks like Scott has their, well, no, they still got Brown out on the floor, so they don't have their starting five out there yet, and Logan gets a steal in the backcourt.
And then they get a foul in the front court as White reached in on Blankenship. That's going to be the second now on White. So fouls starting to pile up a little bit here on both sides. And Logan, after the turnover by Scott, chance to try and tie or retake the lead on this trip. And again, for as sloppy as it's been a tight affair so far. Give them 4 points, I believe, the largest lead for either side here in the first half.
I guess we wouldn't expect any difference between these two teams, given the closeness in the games they've played, especially in the postseason.
Blankenship, tough drive on the left side, and he puts it up with the left hand and scores it. He's got 5 points, and we're all even at 15. Under 5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. These Walls will bring it across against Hatfield. Able to get by him initially. Hatfield, though, he's played such solid defense here in the first half. He's been hounding people as he finally gets it to Atkins. Now to Elkins, gets a clean look for three, but he airballs it, left it short. Rebounded by Sherrod. Now here's Clancy, a chance for Logan to regain the lead. Into the corner, Blankenship, good look from there. Count it for Cole Blankenship.
Cole Blankenship gets that shot going out there. That's dangerous for the Skyhawks.
And that's the first three of the game for Logan, and it gives them an 18-15 lead. Here comes Scott now as Logan on a 7-0 run. Nice back cut by Adkins and a great find by Elkins as Adkins will score it. So that ends the 7-0 run for the Wildcats. But they still hold a 1-point lead as we are now midway through this first half. Clancy gets to the free throw line, steps back. Elkins got a hand in, and they call a late whistle foul on Elkins. He can't believe it.
Would that be number 3, Chris?
Guess we're about to find out here on the scoreboard, but now they have it listed as 2.
They must have gave the last foul to somebody else, but he's got 2. Somebody else that just checked out for the Skyhawks may have 2 as well, I believe.
Yeah, Loudon White picked up his second a moment ago as Clancy hits on the first free throw. He's got 7 points now here in the contest. Logan taking a 2-point lead back on this mini burst here in this second quarter after Scott had kind of gained control of this game. And Clancy sinks both. So both teams solid from the free throw line so far. 3 of 4 for Logan, 4 of 4 for Scott. Across the timeline comes White into the corner. Finds Williamson, drives to the middle, kicks it out. Wide open look is Walls for 3, and he'll bury it.
Now, Walls can get going. That's going to be good for Scott. He struggled to shoot the ball, and he's been struggling to score this season.
The other way, Hatfield pull-up jumper from about 8 feet, left it short, but he steals it back. Blankenship comes up with it. His layup won't go. Hatfield's putback won't go. Rebound out long. Bodies crashing. Blankenship has it for Logan. Into the corner. Hatfield contested 3 on the way. That one off the back iron. Rebound knocked out of bounds, and they're going to say last touched. Looks like by Scott.
I was going to say we never really got an official signal, but there must have been a verbal.
So Logan will inbound underneath their own basket here, tied at 20. With 3:18 to go before halftime as Hatfield dribbles into the middle, gets to the corner, lays it in as he hits the deck.
Yeah, I don't know how he was able to get that shot off.
Again, great drive that time for Hatfield, get his first points of the game. 22-20 Logan. As White lost it on the way up, but they say it was deflected, so he's able to get it back. Now here's Walls, back to White, drives in left side, cut off, throws one dangerously close to Brown. He struggled to get it, and now he's going to travel with it.
I believe it's the first turnover we've had by either team in this quarter. Scott now has 8 turnovers, Logan has 7, so turnovers have since kind of subsided there. Still 15 combined turnovers. It's still a lot if you're the coaching staff. You're not happy with those numbers as we get Elkins and McCarthy that checks back in for the Skyhawks. Here
comes Logan with a 2-point lead, under 2:40 to go here in the first half. Underneath, I thought he had Sherrod open, but throws it away. Jeff Williamson beside himself on the bench as Williamson drives in. He's rejected at the rim, but they may say a foul instead.
Yeah, they're going to get Sherrod on the body contact. They're actually going to say you got him across the hand, so that'll send the Skyhawks at free throw line, Colin Williamson.
A chance here for Scott to tie things back up if Williamson can hit both free throws. And his first one wide of the mark, though, no good. So it's first miss from the line tonight for the Skyhawks. He'll have a second upcoming. That's Williamson's second attempt on the way, and this one's true. So 22-21 in favor of Logan, under 2.5 to go here in the first half. So up the floor comes Clancy. Looking around, trying to find an opening here. Goes down low for Miller. Miller slides in, cuts between two defenders, but then rejected by McCarty. Here comes Scott back the other way, looking to retake the lead as Adkins at the middle of the floor. Kicks it back out for Elkins. Over to his left, Clancy on him. Elkins back over to his left, finds a little crease, but cut off by Miller. And now they'll reset back up top. Williamson kicks it out for Elkins. Elkins thought about pulling up, now gets into the paint, and he'll be called for a travel.
And that is good defense by Ivan Miller to come up. Elkins got into the lane, thought Miller was going to leave his feet to try to block the shot. He tries to go up with the shot, and Miller never leaves his feet, and Elkins cannot keep his feet under control. He drags the pivot foot, gets called for the travel. That is turnover number, look at it on the stats, number 9 now.
Here's Logan with a 1-point lead and the ball. Hatfield pulls for 3 from the left side, too strong, and going to get a foul here, it looks like, on Clancy as he and McCarty were fighting for the rebound.
Now they're going to get it on Scott. The signal's number 12. There's no, okay, yeah. 21. Okay, he's got his, looking down there, the official has his signals wrong. He's holding up a 1 and a 2. So they got Miller because Clancy and McCarthy was battling for the rebound, and I saw 1 and a 2, and I thought maybe they had got McCarthy for potentially going over the back, but they get Miller from behind.
And that's number 2 on Miller as pull-up jumper for Elkins. He thought he had it, but too strong, and now Blankenship had the rebound. Elkins knocks it away. He'll pull for 3 from the far corner, but lives it short. Here comes Sherrod back the other way for Logan. Drives in, pull-up jumper, and Jaden Sherrod connects.
Yeah, that's a good job by Sherrod to come in, stop short. He knew he was going to draw some contact if he didn't jump stop, and he's able to keep his body under control and then get the 2 points.
24-21 Logan, under a minute to go before half. Atkins looking to tie it. 3 left off the front of the iron, rebounded by Hatfield. He'll bring it up the floor over to Clancy left side. Stutter steps, gets to the baseline and cut off. Now they'll swing it back out to Ilderton. He'll jack up a 3 straight on, and McCormick Ilderton with his 5th point of the game.
A big shot by Elderton. Now Logan, a little bit of separation here, up 6.
And that is the largest lead of the first half for either side as Atkins into the corner. Driving baseline as Walls cut off. Back out to Atkins. Good look for 3 on the way, but threw it off the side of the backboard. No good, and that'll be out of bounds off of Scott.
Scott struggling from 3. You mentioned keys to the game. Logan, keep him off the 3-point line. Thus far, the Skyhawks 2 of 13 from 3. They're getting some looks, but that Logan defense, when Logan's closing out on them, they're forcing some rush shots, and shots are just, they're either short, long, or they're just complete air balls.
Now Logan with 20.7 seconds to go here in the first half, potentially with the final look before halftime. And Scott will apply pressure in the backcourt. Ilderton gives it back to Hatfield, down to 16 seconds. Logan's going to have to hurry this across the timeline. They've got about 1 second left, and Hatfield just does cross it. Now it's poked away, but gets it back. Down to 8 seconds left. Driving in on the right side, Hatfield swings it into the corner. Ilderton, good look for 3, and he'll knock another down as the first half comes to a close. And Logan, what a flurry to end this first half. A pair of 3s by McCormick Ilderton, and the Wildcats take a 9-point lead into intermission. Well, we're going to step aside for a 2-minute break, and when we come back, we'll talk about the first half here from Willie Acres Arena as you are listening to and watching Logan Wildcat basketball action here on WVOW and Video Productions.
General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. You keep us going. Thank you.
I'm Dr. Chad Lavender. My fertilized ACL technique has gained national and international attention. It all started here on a small football field in West Virginia. That's where my passion to help athletes and others began. I personally have had 19 different states and locations that patients have traveled from for this ACL reconstruction.
Here at Thornhill, our goal is to provide you with the best automotive experience.
From our state-of-the-art facilities, amenities, and certified staff we call family.
You'll be offered the best experience you deserve.
We take pride in our focus for customer care, bringing the best quality and support for all of our customers' needs.
What are you waiting for? It's your time to get behind the wheel with Thornhill.
Get started now at thornhillautomotive.com.
Just tag it at Thornhill, where it's all here for you. US 119 Chapmanville and Logan, WV to Belfry, Kentucky.
Dunkin' is here with your holiday helpers. Peppermint mocha and toasted white chocolate signature lattes. A touch of delicious holiday magic to help you seize the season. Sip through the holidays with signature lattes at Dunkin'. America runs on Dunkin'.
The Tint Guy has big news. The newest location is now open in Barboursville. Voted best in the Valley since 2020. Getting your windows tinted is now twice as easy. Go to the best, The Tint Guy.
Hey, Tint Guy here. Come see us at our new location in Barboursville.
On WVOW and Video Productions, Chris Kidd with you, alongside me, Bill Lusk. Robbie Mounts, our engineer on Video Productions, with Hunter Gibson, our engineer on WVOW. And we'd also like to thank here on Video Productions for this broadcast, being brought to you in part by Joshua Butcher, 4th Circuit Judge. Again, that is for the newly combined Logan Mingo Circuit area, and also helping being sponsored by Merle Dempsey, Treasurer. We'd also like to thank Greg Vance here on Video Productions, running for Magistrate here in 2024. That is paid for by the candidate, with Roy Lambert as Treasurer. So again, 30-21 here at the half in favor of Logan, as Scott seemed like they'd taken a little bit of control of this game, but Logan getting going from downtown late in the second quarter, hitting 3 threes. 2 of them by McCormick Ilderton. Cole Blankenship getting one as well, and Logan able to overcome a lot of those turnovers they were having. Scott having similar trouble, but right now it seems like Logan's finally settled back into a flow.
Yeah, Logan closed the half on an 8-1 run to stretch a 2-point lead out to a 9-point lead right out to halftime. But again, that's because they're starting to get inside and get the drives and the kicks outside, and the 3-point opportunities are opening up for them. Anytime you can get a drive and kick, you've got a much better chance of knocking it down than just being a standalone shooter or just pulling up on a dribble.
When you look here at the first half for both sides, Logan getting a lot more penetration there in the second quarter than they were in the first. Scott's had to settle for a lot of outside shots, but as you said, that's really been their bread and butter this year, but they've really had their difficulties from the outside. They've hit 2, but for the volume of threes they've taken in the first half, it really has been a tough shooting night for the Skyhawks, and if they can't get going, and they've had good looks here tonight too, it's not as if these have been terrible looks, but they've really been missing poorly on a lot of these shots, but they've got to find their range here in the second half if Logan's going to get going like this on the offensive side.
7:24 overall unofficially for the Skyhawks from the field. 2 of 13 from the 3-point line. So inside the 3-point arc, they are 5 of 11. Both teams fairly well from the free throw line. 5 of 6 for Scott, 3 of 4 for the Wildcats. Logan is shooting 3 of 8 from outside the arc. All 3 of those makes coming in this second quarter. And as a team, Logan 12 of 23 from the field, so they're making the most of their field goal opportunities, and they're scoring when the opportunity presents itself. And, turnovers, that's been the story of the game. 17 combined turnovers in the first half between both teams, 9 on Scott, 8 for Logan.
Again, 5:15 to go before we head back to the second half here from Willie Acres Arena. Let's look at some of the first half scoring here on both sides. First for Logan, Julius Clancy with 8 points here in the first half. Matthew Hatfield with 2 points. And after that, you have Cole Blankenship with 8 points as well. McCormick Gilberton with 8 points. And Zayden Schraub with 4 points to round out the scoring for Logan. The Wildcats also 3 for 4 from the free throw line. As we said, 3 3-pointers, all of those coming in the second quarter. On the other end for Scott, Cole Elkins has 2 points. Loudon White with 5 points. Tyler Walls with 3. Owen Atkins with 4 points. Colin Williamson with 1. And Jeremiah Brown leading the way with 6 points off the bench for the Skyhawks, as they are 5 of 6 from the free throw line in the first 16 minutes with a pair of 3-pointers to their credit. Well, before we go back to the start of the third quarter here, Bill, again, what are both locker rooms like right now? Sean Ballard had to love the defensive effort for his club until the last about 2.5 minutes of that first half, and Coach Williamson had to be elated with the way that his team finally started to clean up some of those turnovers in the second quarter and get back to their brand of basketball. But you figure that Coach Ballard has to be a little bit more animated in their dressing room right now than Coach Williamson has been.
Yeah, let me back up on the run here. I mentioned it was an 8-1 run. The game was actually tied 20-20 as I look back through my notes. Logan closed on a 10-1 run. They've got to come out and continue that momentum. They've got possession of the basket. They got the arrow to start the second half. They have possession on the offensive end. They've got to convert on that offensive end, then go get a defensive stop and convert on the offensive end again, get 2 quick baskets, and make this a double-digit game and keep that pressure on the Skyhawks. I mean, if you're Scott, I think you just need to be patient with the basketball. You're getting looks, especially from the outside from 3. Again, 2 of 13. And Logan, the way that their defense is and they're closing out, they're rushing some of them shots. And even when the closeout's not coming for the Wildcats, Scott is still rushing them shots. And, they've got to finish at the rim. Even though, they're shooting better from inside the arc, 5 of 11. They've got 6 misses from inside. So I think the majority of those misses, I would say about 3 of them, if not half, the majority of them have came at the rim where Logan has closed out. You're leaving your feet, you're getting wide open looks, and there's been a couple of times that Scott's not been able to finish it.
Again, 30-21, Logan leads Scott here at the half from Willie Acres Arena. Bill and I are going to step aside for a 2-minute break, and when we come back, it'll be time for the start of quarter number 3 here from Middleburg Island, as you are listening to and watching Logan Wildcat basketball action right here on WVOW and Video Productions.
At Hanley Funeral Home, we offer unique opportunities for families to create healing moments after loss. With over 55 years of experience serving the Boone, Logan, and Lincoln communities, our staff will help you discover ways to pay tribute, whether that be at a burial service at one of our cemeteries or a personalized lasting memorial. Visit us at www.handleyfh.com or call 304-369-0718. The Handley family of business thanks you for your support.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your daily journey. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
Because August is National Children's Eye Health Month,
we at White Eye Care want to remind you to schedule your child's back-to-school eye exam.
Did you know that vision and learning are so closely linked that 60% of problem learners have an undiagnosed vision problem?
Help your child get the most out of their studies this school year.
White Eye Care understands how good vision and good performance go together. Brighten your child's eyesight and future at White Eye Care in Logan today. After all, they deserve the best.
We won't raise your rates just because of an accident. Sure, everyone thinks they're a good driver. But when an accident happens, with Allstate, you don't have to worry, even if it's your fault. It's called accident forgiveness, and it starts the day you sign up. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Kidd and Bill Lusk with you. Robbie Mounts, our engineer on video productions, with Hunter Gibson, our engineer on WVOW, and the Logan High Rock Band. They've been entertaining, as always, here at halftime. They've had the Scott cheering section up, cheering them on the entire half, so that's a tough crowd to win over, and they've even won them over.
They won them over. Great, great job by this Logan High School Rock Band. A lot of classical stuff, a lot of 80s, and you even heard a couple of, I think they've done a couple of 70s songs as well, and they're doing a great job down there. I think maybe the next broadcast we have from the Willie Acres Arena, I don't think we need to recap halftime. We just take a break and play let the band play, give everybody a free concert back at home so they can, get an appreciation of this young group and what they bring to this atmosphere.
I think a lot of people probably prefer that sometimes with us. As Clancy puts up a shot out of the corner to open up the second half. That one too strong, taken away by Adkins. Scott trying to find a road back here, trailing by 9, and off to a good start as they dish it off underneath to McCarty, and he'll lay it in.
Good job by McCarthy to get in there, stay with the play, and get the basket. So Scott gets stopped on the defensive end. They convert on the offensive end. We'll see if they can do it again.
And that was a good set by Scott to open up this third quarter. Hatfield gets it over to Miller on the right side. Again, Logan going right to left now across your computer screen and radio dial. Scott going left to right. It's Hatfield, or Ilderton rather, spins away from trouble. Gets it into the corner now. Blankenship wide open, but misses on the three. Rebound taken away by the Skyhawks. Atkins now one-on-one with Hatfield in the open court. Hatfield able to cut him off, force him back outside. Now Atkins looking for help, able to find Elkins. Scott will reset as Walls dribbles hard into the right side. Poked away by Hatfield. Boy, his defense has been superb tonight. Here comes Blankenship up the right side. Tries to go up and under and misses off the underneath side of the rim. Taken away by Scott. White over for Walls. Back out to Elkins. Thought about a three, but instead takes it to his left. Back up top as Scott resets. Looking as Walls finds Adkins. Adkins spins to the free throw line, now left side for Elkins. He'll pull on a three, that one off the mark. Rebound tipped out, taken by Hatfield. So again, another missed opportunity from downtown for Scott. It's Hatfield looking for the first points of the second half for Logan. 6:13 to go here in the third. As Hatfield calls out a play, gets it over to Clancy. Clancy takes it baseline, gets a good look, and he'll lay it in for his 10th point.
Each team with a basket to start to have. Logan back up by 9. Each team with a defensive stop as well.
Here comes Elkins. Started by Overton, now picked up by Clancy. They kind of sprung a double team on them, and he gets away with a pass over to Atkins. That was dangerous, but both Logan defenders shading towards the ball handler. They'll get it over for Walls, trying to get his way in. Instead kicks it back out as Scott will reset once more. Atkins with it now at the top of the key. Trying to work against Blankenship, and this Logan defense has really been smothering here tonight. Almost another turnover force, but Scott gets it back. Underneath McCarty, throws it out, nobody there. Up ahead, Blankenship wide open. They get it to him, and he'll walk his way in with a layup on the left side.
Good defense on Logan. On the defensive end, it leads the offense. On the offensive end.
Wow, what a split there between two defenders by White. Can't hit the layup, and then a foul on Scott on the rebound, as Blankenship gets his 10th point of the game after that breakaway layup. And Scott picks up another personal foul, as that one's going to go against White, and that's going to be his third. So now substitution, McCarty will check out. Looks like Williamson back into the game. And White also checking out. Brown in as well for the Skyhawks. Logan starting to open things up. It's our first double-digit lead of the game for either side. Down low, Clancy tries to spin to the middle, goes up, draws contact. Shot won't fall, but he'll go to the line.
Yeah, Clancy gets in there, backs down his man, goes up with a shot, and the defender goes up with him and bumps him on the way up. So to the free throw line goes Clancy, looking to add to that 10 points that he has.
It's 2 for 2 from the line tonight. This one left short. Still a chance to get this to a 12-point lead for the Wildcats. And with as tough as the defense has been in this game on both sides, again, that 12 points almost feels like you can multiply it by 2 as Clancy does connect on the second.
Well, when you're Scott and you've turned the ball over 11 times, that's that makes things difficult. They only average 15 turnovers a game, and I felt if Logan to win this one, they had to force right around 18 turnovers. And right now, they're right at that mark, forcing 11 through, just over 3 quarters.
Elkins with a tough runner on the left side, and he gets it to fall. Big basket there. It's his first field goal of the game. He's got 4 points along with 2 free throws. As Ilberton charges back the other way, puts up a floater in the lane, won't fall, bounces right back to him though. Clancy gets it and then lowers the shoulder and runs over top of Elkins. That'll be a charge on Clancy.
I don't necessarily believe it was a charge, but it's the force of it and what it looked like. Again, in high school basketball, it's not what the call is on the floor, it's what it looks like to the official. And the official thought it was a charge, and he called it that way.
That's the first on Julius Clancy. First team foul against Logan here in the third quarter, 2 against Scott. As Williamson gets it across midcourt, out of control and lost it into Sherrod's hands. Here he comes, 2-on-2 the other way. Sherrod pulls up, floater goes for Zayden Sherrod.
Yeah, it's Zayden Sherrod, and he has provided offense off the bench.
All right, now still by Clancy. He'll go up and under, and he'll lay it in, and now Logan starting to take control here as they lead it by 14 at the midway point of the third quarter. 3 on the way from the corner, and that's big for Walls as he gets it to fall. He's got the only 2 threes of the game for the Skyhawks, and a quick timeout by Coach Ballard to try and settle things down here after Logan starting to flex their muscle here in this third quarter. They now lead it by 11 over the Skyhawks. But that 3 by Walls kind of settles things down here momentarily, and Scott's got to find a way to get control of this game back. If not, Logan can start to run this thing out.
Yeah, that was a big answer by Walls to knock down that 3 to answer the 2 Logan baskets off of 2 Skyhawk turnovers. That is now 13 turnovers in the contest for Scott. Logan with back-to-back buckets. Walls knocks down the 3-pointer, and the Skyhawks trim it right back to 11, but they're going to have to come up with a few more defensive stops here if they're to, climb back in this contest.
Out of the 30-second timeout, it'll be Logan basketball, leading it by 11 at 39-28. 3:50 to go here in the third quarter. Scott will pick up Logan man-to-man across midcourt as Ilberton now brings it across. Takes it over to his left. They switch Brown onto him. Ilberton crosses him over, gets to the left side, into the paint, kicks it back out. Now to Clancy, 3 from the far side, and Julius Clancy has had the touch tonight.
Yeah, he may have got hit on the arm as they worked that into the corner for Blankenship. Blankenship got it back over to the wing for Clancy. He knocks it down, and as the defender was closing out, he got him on the hand, but not enough to draw a foul call and a potential and 1 opportunity on a 3-pointer.
He had 8 points at halftime. He's got 8 points here in the third quarter alone to make it 16 total for the game for him. As Williamson drives in, gets cut off, swings it back out. Walls into the corner, now kicks it out for Williamson, fakes on a 3, dribbles in, got caught in midair but able to find Atkins. He'll take it to the free throw line. Now back to Williamson, faked once, went up. Sherrod able to alter the shot and now gets the rebound. Great defense by Zayden Sherrod that time as Ilberton into the paint, over for Hatfield, corner 3, gets the friendly roll, and Logan by 17.
Separation in this quarter for the Wildcats. They've stretched the lead out to 17. This is danger time for the Skyhawks. They need the basket in the worst way.
Brown inside, and he'll draw the foul, and 2 shots for him. So he'll go to the line, and boy, 2 big back-to-back 3s for Logan after Scott had hit a 3 before the timeout, and after Logan didn't hit a 3-pointer for about the first 13 minutes of this game. They've started to get hot from downtown. That's now their 5th 3 in just the last about 6 minutes of game action.
Yeah, 5 of 11 from 3, 18 of 33 overall from the field.
Brown able to knock down the first free throw. He's got 7 points now and 3 of 3 from the line.
We'll get substitutions on both sides. Maynard's going to check in for the Wildcats. Blankenship will have a seat on the bench. And the Skyhawks, I believe, checking out for the Skyhawks was Williamson, and checking in, I believe Walls checked back. No, Walls is in the game. I'll get it here in a second. Looks like it was Isaiah Bush.
And Brown ended up hitting both free throws, and now turnover by Logan on the other end. Underneath, Atkins had a good look for a layup and just lost it off his hands out of bounds. So a missed opportunity for Scott to try and start a mini run here in the latter half of this third quarter. Logan leads it by 15 with 2:17 showing on the clock in the third. Clancy picks up his dribble across midcourt, now looking for help. Finally able to find Elderton, and we'll get a whistle and a timeout by Coach Jeff Williamson. Again, uncertain if Clancy was going to be able to find a relief in that spot.
Yeah, one of them unforced errors. Clancy dribbling into the front court, gets right near the volleyball line, doesn't have anybody on him, and just inadvertently picks up his dribble. And the Scott defender comes out on him, and Coach Williamson worried that he's going to get a 5-second call, not be able to get the ball away, maybe even turn it over on the pass. Alertly calls the timeout. He hadn't used the timeout in the first half, so you get 5 a game. You can't take him with you to the next game. So it's his first 30-second timeout that he's called, first timeout of the entire contest that he's called.
Now Logan comes back out looking to try and close strong here in this last 2:08 of the third to see if they can put Scott away essentially. Skyhawks desperately need to try and end this third quarter in a flurry to keep hopes alive heading into the final 8 minutes. As Hatfield will inbound from the near side. Looking, fakes a pass to Maynard, instead gets it back out front for Elderton.
Chris, these next 6 minutes will be crucial for Logan and Scott. We've talked about Logan having difficulty closing these games out. They're up 15. The final 2 minutes of this quarter and the first 4 minutes of the fourth quarter are going to be crucial for them, and it's crucial for Scott if they got any opportunity to get in.
And he'll lay it in for the Wildcats. Hatfield able to split a couple defenders, and he picks up his 7th point as Logan's starting to find more openings in this defense in the third period.
Yeah, and Scott's trying to gamble.
Now over into the left corner, 3 on the way for Walls. That one won't fall for him. Rebound deflected away. Maynard comes away with it. Up to Clancy, driving in left side, puts it up. That time won't fall for him. Rebound knocked around, and Sherrod comes up with it, trying to muscle his way to the basket. He does, and he lays it in.
It's just poor defense by Scott. Scott gives up on the rebound. Clancy gets it, and then they give him a lane to allow him to go up and under for the basket.
49-30 Logan, as they have exploded here in this third quarter. Now here comes Elkins, drives in. Looked like it slipped out of his hands. No good on the shot. Rebound taken away by Elderton as we hit 1 minute to go in the third. Over to Clancy, sets his feet for 3. That one on the line, but left a little short and rebounded by Brown. Had it poked away from behind, out of bounds by Maynard, so it'll stay with Scott.
We'll get Blankenship to check back in for Elderton to give him a little bit of a minute's rest, and now Ivan Miller will do the same and check in for Hatfield. So Coach Williamson trying to steal some minutes for his players out there, and you get Elkins checking out for the Skyhawks.
Down to 50 seconds left here in the third. White will bring it across midcourt. Now they swing it over for Atkins. 49-30, Logan leads Scott. Hard screen set at the top of the key by Brown. You get a whistle out there, and they're going to call this against Scott.
Wow. And just the turnovers and the mistakes starting to pile up for this this Scott Skyhawk team as they're trying to fight back into this contest, and right now it's just not happening.
Now Logan with the ball, final 30 seconds of the third quarter. Clancy drives in left side, tough shot, and he still gets it to go. He just continues to fill it up here in the third quarter. 10 of his 18 points coming this period, and the lead has swelled to above 20 at 21 now. Underneath Brown, good fake, goes up, but Miller altered the shot, taken away by Logan. 10 seconds left. Over to Maynard, drives in on the right side, and he'll be fouled by Williamson with 7.1 seconds left.
Chris, since I made that point about the last 6 minutes being crucial for both of these teams, Logan has scored in the last 6 points. They're going to free throw line to looking to add to that, and they're up 21. I'm not, now make it 22 as Maynard gets into the book. I'm not going to say that this lead seems to be a little insurmountable. I've seen stranger things happen in basketball, but this thing's getting out of reach for Scott.
Maynard hits on both again. He had 46 in that JV game against Tug Valley a couple weeks ago as White tries to drive in, lost control of it, gets it over at the horn for 3. Williamson misses off the back iron, and that'll do it in a quarter dominated by the Wildcats. Their 9-point lead now stands at 23 as we head to the fourth quarter. We'll be back after this as you are watching and listening to Logan Wildcat basketball action here on WVOW and Video Productions.
I'm Dr. Chad Lavender. My fertilized ACL technique has gained national and international attention. It all started here on a small football field in West Virginia. That's where my passion to help athletes and others began. I personally have had 19 different states and locations that patients have traveled from for this ACL reconstruction.
Grab the one thing that everyone's loving, and as it happens, they come by the dozen. Everybody loves it, and everybody knows it. Everybody loves a donut.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. You keep us going. Thank you.
Welcome back, everybody. Chris Kidd and Bill Lusk with you. Hunter Gibson, our engineer, on WVOW. Robbie Mounts, our engineer, here on Video Productions. In this game, help being brought to you in part on Video Productions by Joshua Butcher, four-circuit judge for the newly combined Logan Mingo Circuit. And again, Merle Dempsey is treasurer. Also brought to you in part by Greg Vance, running for magistrate this year, paid for by the candidate, and Roy Lambert, treasurer. All that here on Video Productions, also here on WVOW this evening. Steal for Logan right out of the gate here in the fourth quarter. Up ahead to Blankenship, drives in right side, tried to go up and undercut and hit. Clancy there for the rebound, can't convert. And now we get a tie-up as Miller got possession of it, and it'll stay here with Logan.
Good job by Scott not to give up on the play. They tie up Miller. Unfortunately, the arrow gives the ball back to Logan.
Wildcats in control of this game at the start of the fourth, and it continues to grow as Clancy gets free underneath, and he'll lay it in. What a second half for him.
Yeah, I got Clancy now with 20 points and nearly a turnover in the backcourt on the Skyhawks.
And on our replay here on Video Productions, you see Clancy take the right baseline and just able to lay it in freely after that. It's just Scott defense that was so effective in the first half, forcing so many turnovers. Logan has gotten that under control. And now I've started to blow the Skyhawks off the floor here tonight. Scott trying to find some positives here in this final frame as Williamson out to Allen Lynn. He'll drive left side, cut off by Hatfield, who's just been smothering on the defensive side this evening. Here's Atkins. He'll go for three, and he'll knock one down.
Atkins getting free and getting open for three. Probably too little, too late for the Skyhawks, but you know, you want to at least try to trim this deficit down, make it look respectable, and take some momentum into your next contest.
Into the corner, Clancy. He'll drive baseline again, puts up a floater. This one short, taken away by Elkins. As Elkins brings it up, finds Atkins on the far side. He'll dribble up, pull-up jumper for him, rims off. Taken by Ilderton, looks up ahead. Clancy on a run out, drives in, and he'll be fouled by Elkins on the way to the basket. It looked like Clancy was going for the stuff that time. That'll send Clancy to the free throw line, and yeah, you see it on our instant replay. Clancy looked like he was going up trying to get the dunk, and Elkins got a piece of him. That'll be the fourth foul on Cole Elkins. Clancy 3 of 4 from the line tonight. Gets the first one to rattle home.
It's a 21 now for Clancy.
I was ready to say, what a night for Julius Clancy.
It's been a struggle for the most part for him this season, and you know, this game here, this week and a couple of days off for him may have actually done some good for this Wildcat team. They've came out and they've looked like a totally different ball club tonight.
He hits both free throws. He had 2 points in the first quarter, and he's just blown the doors off of it here the rest of this contest. As Atkins 3 from the near corner. That one won't fall. Allen Lynn fighting for the rebound, able to save it out for Elkins. Elkins tries to get inside, goes up and under, counted in the foul for Cole Elkins. What a move by him.
Yeah, he's not afraid to take it in there. We've seen him go in at the bigger, taller Logan players all night long. That time he goes in, gets a shot and goes. We'll have an opportunity to finish the three-point play.
That'll bring Jeremiah Brown and Tyler Walls back into the game for Scott. As Williamson and McCarty will both check out. Elkins has 6 points here tonight. And in one area Scott has excelled at it, the free throw line, 7 of 8 this evening. Elkins 2 of 2 of himself, and he knocks down the and one.
As that cuts it back to a 21-point game. Now, if you're Scott, trying to apply a little bit of pressure, and if not to force turnovers, but maybe try to speed Logan up and force them into a turnover.
We'll fall under 6 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Hatfield gets to the free throw line, laser pass inside, and that'll go off the hands of Ilderton after it's deflected by Scott. So there is one of those turnovers that Scott's going to mightily need here in the last 6 minutes. As Logan will stay in their full court pressure.
Not one of the turnovers that you would expect to see, especially in a little bit of a, half court, 3/4 court trap there. That one was just, Hatfield got into the lane, got himself in a tough situation, and got a pass down low that Ilderton wasn't ready for.
Now here's Elkins' floater in the lane, can't bank it in. Brown gets the rebound, but he's helped with the ground by a Logan defender. And that'll be a foul against the Wildcats. Miller was in the area, and it looks like he's the one that's going to get the foul call.
Yeah, they're going to get Miller on. I'm going to say that was kind of a leg sweep, as I think Coach Hatfield may want a full-time, or Coach Williamson, wants a full-time out down there.
So full timeouts.
Yes.
We'll step aside as well with 5:32 remaining in the game. Logan leading at 57-36 as you're listening to and watching Logan Wildcat basketball here on WVOW and Video Productions.
Because August is National Children's Eye Health Month,
we at White Eye Care want to remind you to schedule your child's back-to-school eye exam.
Did you know that vision and learning are so closely linked that 60% of problem learners have an undiagnosed vision problem?
Help your child get the most out of their studies this school year.
White Eye Care understands how good vision and good performance go together. Brighten your child's eyesight and future at White Eye Care and Logan today. After all, they deserve the best.
At Hanley Funeral Home, we offer unique opportunities for families to create healing moments after loss. With over 55 years of experience serving the Boone, Logan, and Lincoln communities, our staff will help you discover ways to pay tribute, whether that be at a burial service at one of our cemeteries or a personalized lasting memorial. Visit us at www.handleyfh.com or call 304-369-0718. The Handley family of business thanks you for your support.
Here on Video Productions with Hunter Gibson, our engineer, back in the WVOW studios as Logan, after a tight first half, a pair of back-to-back threes near the end of the first half, opened up a 9-point lead, and Logan has just continued to dominate here in the second half as Atkins for Scott gets inside. A little leaner, won't fall as it's too strong off the back rim. Clancy with the board, bringing it up against Atkins. Now a double team on him. He'll fling it cross court for Blankenship. Blankenship will drive it left baseline, tried to get it in for Sherrod, had it bounce off of the Scott defender's hands, and Sherrod gets it back and puts it in anyway.
Sherrod didn't give up on the play. He went from one block to the other to get to deflection after it looked like Jeremiah Brown may have had a defensive steal there and a stop. Clancy gets it, lays it up.
He's got 10 points now, and now another steal as Ilderton comes up with one. Up ahead to Hatfield, drives in left side, and he'll lay it in as he crashes to the ground. Hatfield with 9 points. Atkins up ahead, gets it up over top with Clancy, and he'll add 2 more to his total. He's got 9.
He got behind the defense and was able to lay it up.
And the other in Hatfield corner. 3 on the way, and now Hatfield getting going as well in this game. He's into double figures. And now another steal. Blankenship over to Ilderton, and he'll lay it in. And Ilderton going to get a technical here. Yeah, that was pretty blatant. He just got right in the face of Elkins and started clapping and hollering, and Ilderton.
Yeah, Coach Williamson's going to let him know what to do. There, keep your mouth shut down there. Just let emotions get the best of him there, and he's hearing about it.
Yeah, Ilderton tried to play the innocent bystander after that too. He gave the what? What do you mean, me? Are you serious? And even Coach Williamson's like, yeah, you can't do that. And I'm sure that had some prompting to it before it happened with him and Elkins. Those things usually just don't come out of nowhere. But yeah, that was a pretty easy technical to call there by the officials. As Wall's able to hit both technical free throws, and Scott will get the ball here. They trail Logan 66-40. And again, you get these rivalry games like this, the emotions are always high.
How about this second half defensive performance by the Wildcats? 19 points they have held the Skyhawks too. And let's talk about the offense. 36-19 second half scoring.
Yeah, it's just been a dominating performance for Logan ever since about 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. Now Lynn throws it away to Clancy. To Ilderton, back to Clancy. Layup won't fall. Sherrod gets on the glass, turns around and throws another one in. He's got 12 points.
And that's all off the bench. 12 points off the bench. You add that to this Logan arsenal, and you look, you've got 4 players in double figures by my count that I could be missing something, but 4 double-figure players.
Atkins missed on a 3. Volleyball back out to him by Elkins. Now he misses on a jumper in the paint. We're going to whistle and a foul here, it looks like, against Logan with 3:44 to go.
Yeah, I believe they're going to get Sherrod on that foul.
It's another substitution here for Scott, as it looks like White will check back in. That's the 4th team foul against Logan here in the 4th quarter. So the next foul will put Scott at the free throw line. Neither team's gotten into the penalty yet tonight.
Yeah, that's kind of shocking in games that we've done.
Now a steal on the inbounds pass by Ilderton, but then he'll throw it away into the corner as he tried to hit Blankenship, and that'll give it back over to Scott. A 28-point lead for the Wildcats after what had been a pretty tight back and forth first half.
Again, that second quarter run, that 10-1 run at the end of the second quarter. This game was 20-20. Logan goes on that 10-1 run, has a 9-point lead at the half, and they have since carried that momentum into the second half. Scott, they got a bucket to start the third quarter, but that's as close as they've been as Logan has just run away with it.
And the front court comes to Skyhawks. Williamson gets inside, and there'll be another foul whistled against Logan, so that will put Scott at the line with 3.5 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, it's going to be Ilderton picking up his 3rd personal foul. And that'll send the aforementioned Colin Williamson, who just checked back into the contest for the Skyhawks, to the free throw line.
Scott, 5 of 5 from the line here in the second half, and there's a miss from Williamson. He's the only one that's missed from the line tonight for Scott. He's 1 of 3 from the line. Skyhawks 8 of 10 overall, but Williamson misses on both. Rebounded by Scott initially. Going to the ground, though, was Walls, and now loses it to Ilderton. Up head to Clancy. He loses it off of his hands and out of bounds, and now we've kind of reverted back to the first quarter type of play from both sides, where it was just a turnover-a-thon. Now Ivan Miller will check into the game.
Miller in, and also Devin Maynard in. Clancy, Hatfield out.
68-40, Logan in control, on the verge of breaking this 6-game losing streak. It has to have felt like an eternity for Coach Williamson, including missing out on all the games last week because of all the snow in the area. So this has to be satisfying right now for this Logan team. As we said at the top of the broadcast, most all those losses, very tight losses, overtime losses, just haven't been able to get over the hump, and they've taken it out on the Skyhawks a lot here in this second half. Bush will drive in, gets it out for Williamson. Drives to the middle, goes up with a scooping layup, and Williamson will convert.
Yeah, good job by Williamson to finish at the rim, and didn't look pretty, but it's still worth 2 points.
Ilderton dribbles to the free throw line, now retreats back out, 2:44 to go. Over to Blankenship, top of the key for Maynard, now over to Sherrod. Logan working a little clock here with his 26-point lead. Miller, almost got an elbow right into the face of Brown that time as he swung around. Now to Blankenship, brings it back out top of the key over to Sherrod. Logan milking a good bit of clock here. Blankenship with it, gets it over for Ilderton. Ilderton gets by his man, dribbles in, kicks it back out. Now to Blankenship, he's open for 3, and he'll knock it down.
Excellent ball movement by the Wildcats as Miller was able to get that pass to Blankenship for another 3. Blankenship, 16 points tonight.
And then just it looks like a rolling timeout here for Scott as they just look to get in more of their reserves, and so does Logan, as the white flag being waved here by Coach Sean Ballard. There's 2:04 remaining, and Logan 71, Scott 42. As we'll get some new faces into the game. Keedron Elkins will inbound it for the Skyhawks. Gets it into Braden Lane. Lane will bring it across the timeline. You can see some of the ones that were in the JV game earlier as well. As Lynn gets into the paint, stops, turns around, jumper off the back iron, and rebounded by Miller. And you can hear some of the Logan cheering section. They want somebody off the bench for Logan. Not sure who it is just yet. And looks like they're going to get it as there's Terendez Bryant that they've been chanting to get into the game, and he'll check in at the next whistle, which is coming up right now as Gage Green threw it away, trying to find a man in the corner. And now you get Terendez Bryant, as well as Crew Blankenship checking into the game as Miller and Ilderton will exit with 1.5 minutes to go.
And a couple more for the Skyhawks check back in.
Caden Sharp's one of them, and Isaiah Fry another. So everybody getting a little bit of PT here. This is where I shined. Again, get 5 or 6 shots off in the last 1.5 minutes. That was my motto. I said, I'm not going to see any more playing time anyway. What does it matter?
Off the head of Green, and he comes up with the loose ball.
And Green comes up with it for Logan as Crew Blankenship was in on that too. They'll get it out to Mason Spence. So we approach 1 minute to go here in the fourth. Logan leads it by 29. As Maynard trying to cross up his man, does so, gets to the 10, and he'll lay it into the right hand.
Yeah, I believe that's 4 points for Maynard. He knocked down a couple of free throws there near the end of the first half. And now he gets a driving layup, and it's a 31-point lead. This is as dominant as the Logan team as we've seen all season long, and what a good way to snap a 6-game losing streak.
And now Maynard Steele drives in left side. He'll be fouled on the way to the bucket with 37 seconds left. So that'll send him back to the free throw line. And in video productions, you see the crossover by Devin Maynard. Again, just a great assortment of skills by him. He's got a lot of talent. And we saw that, as we said, in that 46-point performance he put up in just 3 quarters against Tug Valley a couple of weeks ago. So
yeah, if he didn't play in the varsity game, he could probably went off for 70.
His first free throw left short by Maynard. But again, not a bad thing to have a 46-point scorer come in for you off the bench in varsity play, as Maynard able to hit on the second. As you get a couple of other Wildcats checking in. Evan Markham getting in for the first time, as well as Camden Dillon. Final 37 seconds. Logan leading it 74-42. Across the timeline comes Cade Adkins. He'll drive in, puts up a little floater, had it knocked away from behind by Markham. Now Green comes up with it, lobs it up ahead, trying to find Spence, and that'll be a little out of his range and out of bounds. Back over to Scott with 20.1 to go. And the Scott team, they've had tough sledding against their Corridor G rivals here, Chapmanville and Logan. And they're going to have to go back to the drawing board as well after this. Down to 12 seconds left. Looking for help is Fry, able to swing it back out. 3 on the way from the top of the key. That one off the front iron for Lane. Rebounded by Green, and the final seconds will tick off. A dominant second half performance by the Wildcats, and they run away with it 74-42 here tonight. We'll step aside for a 2-minute break and be back to recap things right after this, as you are listening to and watching Logan Wildcat basketball action right here on WVOW and Video Productions.
At Hanley Funeral Home, we offer unique opportunities for families to create healing moments after loss. With over 55 years of experience serving the Boone, Logan, and Lincoln communities, our staff will help you discover ways to pay tribute, whether that be at a burial service at one of our cemeteries or a personalized lasting memorial. Visit us at www.handleyfh.com or call 304-369-0718. The Handley family of business thanks you for your support.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your daily journey. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
Because August is National Children's Eye Health Month,
we at White Eye Care want to remind you to schedule your child's back-to-school eye exam.
Did you know that vision and learning are so closely linked that 60% of problem learners have an undiagnosed vision problem?
Help your child get the most out of their studies this school year.
White Eye Care understands how good vision and good performance go together. Brighten your child's eyesight and future at White Eye Care in Logan today. After all, they deserve the best.
We won't raise your rates just because of an accident. Sure, everyone thinks they're a good driver. But when an accident happens, with Allstate, you don't have to worry, even if it's your fault. It's called accident forgiveness, and it starts the day you sign up. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Logan knocks off Scott here tonight by 32 points. Chris Kidd with you, Bill Lusk alongside me. Robbie Mounts, our engineer on Video Productions, with Hunter Gibson, our engineer on WVOW. And here on Video Productions tonight, want to thank one more time Joshua Butcher, sponsor in part here tonight for this contest, as Joshua Butcher running for Circuit Court Judge in the newly combined Logan Mingo Circuit, once again trying to reclaim his seat. And again, we want to thank him for helping us bring you the action tonight. Also helped sponsored by Merle Dempsey, treasurer. We also want to thank Greg Vance, helping sponsor tonight's action in part as well. Running for magistrate here in 2024, and that is paid for by the candidate and Roy Lambert, treasurer. Again, that is all here on Video Productions. And again, if you were with us on WVOW or Video Productions tonight, a dominant performance by the Wildcats. As you look at the final scoring on both sides, Scott didn't have a double-figure score here tonight, as Owen Atkins closed with 9 points, Jeremiah Brown with 8, Cole Elkins with 7. Then you had Loudon White with 5 points, Colin Williamson with 3, and Jackson McCarty rounding out the scoring with 2 points. As Logan, on the other hand, 5 players in double figures tonight. Julius Clancy with 22, Cole Blankenship with 13, Matthew Hatfield with 12, Zayden Schraub with 12, McCormick Ilderton with 10, Devin Maynard with 5 to round out the scoring for Logan, as Wildcats were 9 of 12 from the line, Scott 10 of 13, so both teams shooting efficiently from the free throw line, but Logan with 7 3-pointers and Scott with 4 to round out the outside affair here this evening. And, you know, just a big win for Logan. Again, Scott, this has been a team that has had their number the last couple of years and beaten them in heartbreaking fashion whenever it mattered most. And Logan, after a slow start here tonight, just a resounding victory to get off the schneid.
Well, let's go back to the keys of the game. I mentioned Logan had to, force Scott off the three-point line. They couldn't let him come in here and make 9 or 11 threes like they're, accustomed to averaging in these 6 games thus far. And they did a phenomenal job of that tonight. 4-21 shooting from three-point range for the Scott Skyhawks, 10 of 24 from inside the arc, 14 of 45 overall from the field. Logan, maybe a shooting slump's coming to an end. 7 of 14 from three-point range tonight, 29 of 50 overall. That's, just right around 60% shooting for the field. That's actually over 60%, I believe. And, I mentioned the turnovers. I said Logan had to turn them over. If Logan had to win this contest, they had to force, 17 or more turnovers tonight. They done just that. 24 turnovers for the Skyhawks, team that averages just 15 turnovers a game. And Logan, 14 turnovers himself. Logan had like 8 turnovers in the first half, so they did a much better job second quarter taking care of the basketball. And again, this game turned right near the end of the second quarter. The game is tied 20-20. Logan goes on that 10-1 run. They go in the locker room with a 9-point lead at halftime. And despite a failed opportunity on their first possession in the second half, Scott goes down, gets a bucket, cuts it to 7. After that, it was all Logan, as they were able to force some turnovers, and they got some back-to-back buckets off of 2 turnovers. And then, the three-pointers started to drop for them as well. So an impressive win tonight for the Wildcats. Definitely a win that's going to open up some eyes in the section. Gives Logan the leg up on the competition. They've already beat Wayne. They've already beat Scott. They've yet to play Lincoln County. They have 2 games with them coming up. 1 more game with Scott, 1 more with Wayne. Logan's in the driver's seat to secure that number 1 seed, and all-important home court advantage in the sectional tournament if they can take care of business and win the other games.
Again, great win here tonight for the Wildcats, again 74-42. And again, join us on Thursday night as we'll be down in Chapmanville for the Chapmanville Tigers against the the Sissonville Indians on the girls' side. So again, game time at 7 o'clock. And we will be on the air at 6:50 p.m. with the pregame show. But again, we want to thank all of our sponsors here tonight on WVOW and Video Productions. We want to thank Hunter Gibson, our engineer back in the WVOW studios. Robbie Mounts, our engineer here on Video Productions. Again, Butch Mounts, executive producer here on Video Productions as well. And for Bill Lusk, I'm Chris Kidd saying so long tonight here from Willie Acres Arena as you've been listening to Logan Wildcat basketball action right here on WVOW and Video Productions.